So today I'm gonna go over bench press for beginners. I'm gonna teach you how to warm up for bench press. I'm gonna tell you where your body and hand placement should be. I'm also gonna go over some common mistakes that I see with my young athletes. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you a few exercises that'll increase your bench press without even touching a bench press. The best warm up for your bench press is just doing a lighter weight with the bench press, starting with the bar and ramping up to your working weight. Why is that the best warm-up? It's because it's very specific to the bench press, obviously. You're just doing that movement at a lighter load. Saying that, my athletes have done very well here when I add in some upper back and shoulder work before they bench press. What I like to see is them do 1 or 2 sets of horizontal pulling, so like a cable rotational row or a cable face pull, and 1 set of vertical pulling. We prefer lat pull downs or neutral pull downs here. Whatever the athlete likes to do in this movement patterning, we'll put in as well. So first we're gonna go over how to set up your body and position for the bench press. What we wanna do is have your 5 points of contact, so both of your feet flat on the ground, your butt, your upper back, and your head flat on the bench. Okay, we want a slight lumbar curve in your lower back, and we wanna be pinching, pulling your shoulder blades back and down, creating a shelf for your upper back to make you more stable when you're bench pressing. We're gonna have your eyes directly below the bar when you unrack the weight. And for grip width, we want just outside your shoulder width, not too wide. For most people, I put their thumbs on this knurling mark and about 1 inch or 2 outside, and that's good for them. So for your hand placement, we want that bar to be right in the middle of your hand. We don't want it to be too high in your hand, or you're gonna end up with your wrist extending like this, and you can be put in a compromising position. For breathing, most people in the beginning like to exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. For me, as we get more advanced with bench pressing, I like to inhale and exhale both at the top of the range. So you're inhaling, lowering the bar to your chest, pressing, and then exhaling at the top, and then readjusting and inhaling again at the top. So after we've got your body set up properly on the bench, we want to talk about unracking and lowering, or the eccentric movement of the bar. So unracking the bar, we're gonna be starting again with your eyes directly below the bar. We're gonna be taking a deep breath in, fill your torso with air, get that inner abdominal pressure up. We're gonna be lifting the bar straight off the hooks, pulling out over your chest, lowering slowly. I like to have a tempo of about 3-0-1-0 tempo, so 3 seconds down to your chest. We're tapping your chest and pushing back up to the ceiling. Now keep in mind that every athlete will have a different bar path. Not everyone's built the same. What I do want you to think about is keeping your forearm perpendicular or straight up and straight down from the ground as you're bringing the bar down to your chest. So if you have a longer upper arm in relation to your forearm, you're gonna be bringing the bar lower on your chest than people with a shorter variation like that. So moving on to common problems that I see with young athletes, the most common problems I do see are during their setup. So usually I see their feet aren't set well enough, their upper back isn't rigid enough, and their grip isn't set properly. So starting with your feet, we want your feet either flat on the ground when you're just beginning out, or we're gonna bring your feet a little bit closer to your butt to create that leg drive. Secondly, with your upper back, we want a good stable platform to bench off of. We don't want to be stuck in this thoracic flexion, so really think of shoulder blades retracted and depressed. So think about squeezing something with your shoulder blades back and down, creating that shelf for you to bench off. And lastly, with your grip, we don't want your wrists extended. We want you in a nice, firm grip with the bar flush with your thumb. Moving on to other common problems that I see are lack of control during the eccentric or the lowering portion of the barbell. Sometimes I see young athletes loading up too much weight and just dropping that bar onto their chest. And another one is their proper elbow positioning. So again, we don't want your elbows flared out to 90 degrees. We want your elbows tucked in. Think about pulling your shoulder blades back and down, maintaining that good elbow position, no more than 45 degrees. So putting it all together, it should look something like this. So again, we're setting your feet, maintaining that 5 points of contact, your feet, your butt, your upper back, and your head. We'll sit under the bar, eyes directly below the bar. We're setting our upper back, creating that shelf on your upper back, bringing the bar below your eye level, setting your elbows, setting your wrists, pressing off the bar. Inhale as you come down, 3, 2, 1. Pause on your chest, maintaining your forearm perpendicular to the floor and pressing aggressively back up. So again, we're coming down to the bar, we're pulling that bar to your chest, pausing and pressing back up. 1, 2, 3, pause on chest, press back up. While I do find the bench press is a little bit overrated for young athletes, athletes are always talking about how much can you bench press. It is a very important lift in your athletic development career and something you need to learn how to do properly when you're a young athlete. We don't want bad habits cascading down as you get older, and we'll see injury risk much higher. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and good luck in your athletic development journey. A bonus tip for some of my young athletes out there, I've gotten my young athletes bench pressing more weight without even touching the bench press. I did this through working on their shoulder stability and their shoulder strength. My two favorite movements for this are the dumbbell external rotation and the trap 3 raise. I would add these two exercises into the end of your workouts for about 3 sets and up to about 12 to 15 repetitions. For the external rotations, we're thinking about not letting your shoulder hike up into that movement, and we're keeping that elbow fixed, and we're just internally and externally rotating. For the trap 3 raise, I want you to reset your rep every time. So think shoulder blade back and down, and then come up into a Y pattern without shrugging your shoulder blade up and getting into that trap 1.